Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Empowering Youth, the Harry Singer Foundation's Empowering Youth show. And you know what, I'm really excited about this episode and I'm excited about all of them. But I say to people, I've spent more than half my life serving youth, and my guest today has also done that. And I say that slightly tongue-in-cheek because I want to introduce this amazing soul to you right away, right? So as you can see, this is Tegan Helen, and this picture's probably about half a life ago, not that long ago. But I want you to do not take for granted just having a look at this baby face. Let me tell you, Tegan Helen, now age 12, and she can correct me in case she's just turned 13, right? But she's 12 years old, and here is a list of her achievements thus far. Thus far that I know, because other things could have happened in the last few months. So Tegan Helen is a best-selling author. She has 5 books in 3 different languages. Let that sit with you for a while if you're an adult or a big kid that's like, hey, I want to write one book, right? So also, she is an award-winning inspirational speaker. She's been speaking since she was 7 years old. I think I met her when she was about 6, right? Even then, I remember she turned up at one of our events and then sent me a video of doing the exercises that I taught people. So, an amazing individual who takes action. Also, she has spoken on stages around the world, and I kid you not, right? She has evidence on her site where she's been, and she shared the stages with the likes of Gary Vee, Grant Cardone, and Tony Robbins, just to name a few, right? And she teaches life skills to other young people. And many of you might go, well, you know what? What's a kid doing teaching other people life skills? Well, if you've experienced life and you can communicate and you've learned lessons, you're ready to share, right? And I want to just get across that what her mission is. Let this sink in. Her mission, even at 12 years old and even a few years ago, is to help kids be happy, safe, and loved. And that's why I champion her. That's why I support her. That's why I believe she's a service leader. Because you know what? If she's doing it, I'm helping her and she'll help so many other people. So without further ado, let's bring her straight in. Hey Tegan, thanks for joining us.
Hi.
Here you
Thank
go.
you for having me on the show.
Oh, it's an absolute honour, right? And I know we've been waiting ages and ages to catch up, and it's been a few years since we've been able to connect. But we're here now, and we get to not just talk about it, we get to celebrate you. So I've given people a bunch of things that you've done, some of your achievements, but I still want to play the show the same way we do it. I usually ask my guests, tell us your journey, and they start sharing what's happened in their last 20, 30 years, right? How about you give us your journey over the past, 6, 7 years? What's got you to helping kids to stay safe and, to be inspired and do all the speaking, and what got you there? Share a little bit about your journey. Go for it, Tig.
My journey all started my past. I had a really bad past, and I didn't want any kid to go through that, because no kid deserves to go through it. No one, no adult, no teenager deserves to go through it. And 10% of the profit I make from all my books goes to children's charities like NSPCC, Underground Operation Railroad. And how I started my books is when I was younger, because I had always loved reading. We used to go to the library at least once a week, and I'd pick books like Roald Dahl, Harry Potter, and fairy books. One day, I noticed that my mummy and daddy were reading books too. So I asked them what kind of books they read, and they said they read for learning, not for stories. And I was kind of amazed. They were grown-ups. What else did they need to learn? So I asked to borrow one of their books, and they gave me Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki and Sharon Lecter with a dictionary, because it had some hard words in it. And as they gave me this book, they said if we had read this when we was younger, we would be millionaires by now. Yeah. So really excited, I went upstairs and started to read this book. And while I was reading, I came across a sentence that J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, has made more money than the Queen of England. And I was like, wow, she gets to do her passion each and every day, and she still makes money without having to go to work and do a job. So I was determined to write a book. But what could I write a book about? then I realised, because I remembered what my parents had taught me, and I decided to write a book full of money knowledge for kids, so we didn't need to use a dictionary to learn all this amazing stuff. So for the next few days, I kept pretending I wanted to go and play with my doll's house so I could surprise them.
Wow.
One day, when I had finished my first draft of this book, I came downstairs with Rich Dad, Poor Dad and the dictionary. And I gave it back to them. I was like, yeah, maybe we started too young. Maybe we'll try again in a few years. But I rushed back up the stairs and got my first draft of Money for Kids. It was a big, bunch of paper, but to me, it was the most wonderful thing in the world. It was my book.
Yeah,
and then Mummy showed me a website for the Ultra Kids Club. It's a business fair where kids can sell what they have made. They can sell their products and their ideas and their inventions. And it was in 10 days' time. So over the next 10 days, I wrote second and third drafts as Daddy taught me what else I could put in the book.
Yeah.
Mummy and me typed it up together because some words I could not even understand. I was so excited when I wrote it. We created business pages and social media platforms and business cards and banners with my name on. Then the great day came when we travelled up to London. You see, we lived in Cornwall and London was all the way up here. So I had all this time to practice answers to the questions that I may be asked while selling my books. Finally, the great day came, the really great day, where it was time for the business fair. My table had a pretty purple cloth on. We set my business cards up and my books had stands to sit on. I even had Sharpies and I felt like a real famous author. In 2 hours, I had sold almost 60 books. Wow. And I published and created the best-selling book on Money for Kids.
Wow.
A few years ago, I had this amazing experience where I went to the TEDx Growth Conference by Grant Cardone. And on the second day, he told me to bring my books and pitch everyone. And in 2 days, I not only sold my 150 books, I had also made $3,500. So this was how my whole journey started.
Yeah. Amazing. So I just want you to understand what do you think was the difference between you and other people that thought, oh, I've got an idea, that would sound great. What was the difference between you and people where you went, okay, I'm going to do it? What do you think made you go, I'm going to do it? What was it?
Taking action. I took action. I didn't let anything stop me. So many people told me I was too young to write a book. I was too young to make a business, to be a famous author. But I took action. I persisted through those negative comments. And to this day, I've written 5 books in 3 languages.
Yeah,
and writing many more.
I know, and there's many more to come. Now you're what you call a serial entrepreneur and a serial author, right? Because I followed your journey now for 5 or 6 years. I remember you sent me that video of you doing repo and so on and sharing with my family. But the journey continued, right? Because through the support and the love of your parents, and you were like, this is it, I'm doing this now. And you were taking bits of different people's knowledge and you were just sharing. And then I remember you got to meet Tony. Share a little bit about when you got to meet Tony Robbins.
I was really excited to meet Tony Robbins. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. Of a picture of you saw me hugging him. That's the first time I actually properly got to connect with Tony because I wanted to give him my 3 books, Money for Kids, The Power to Unlock Your Dreams, and Be Fearless for Kids. Those were my first 3 books, and I had signed them for him. I wrote a letter to him. So I really wanted to give him those books. And we got to go backstage and meet him and have a picture of him. And after UPW, I did some videos showing how I did the fire walk and all the amazing content I learned. And Tony Robbins actually commented on it and invited me to his signature event, Date with Destiny. And I got to go as his VIP guest. And that was amazing. I loved meeting Tony Robbins. And one of my big goals is to speak on stage with Tony Robbins to get out to his audience because I heard he does a youth leadership event And I'm too young to go there, but I want to be a speaker on that stage so I can share my story and knowledge with other kids.
100%. And yes, I see that happening. And there are many people that will come to me and say, "Hey, I want to speak on Tony Robbins' stage," because they know that I've spoken on his stage and served with him for so long, even instrumental in setting up his youth program. But I would say the same to you. And the reason why I believe that you're going to do it is I say to people, are you willing to do whatever it takes and however long it takes to get there? And I hear that in you. So it might just happen a lot sooner than you think. Right? So awesome, awesome, awesome. So now, with the things that you do, you've got the books, you've got programs, you do talks. Just share a little bit about the impact that you're making, because I remember hearing from you about some of the young people that hear you speak, and sometimes even parents. Share maybe one or two stories of some of the experiences or impact that you've created, and you've heard from people. Please share that so people can know that you're not just writing books and you're not just this highly motivated speaker, that you actually make an impact to people's lives. Go ahead, share some of the stories from there, maybe.
So I have had a lot of kids come to me and say they don't want to do school anymore, they get bullied, and they were really upset. So I do personal videos to them, sharing, but they have a special ball inside of them that other kids realise, but they don't. And I teach them how to do a power move. And some of the responses I've had are emotional. They reach right to my heart. I've had some kids write that I've changed their lives by doing the video, by showing them that they are unique, they are special in their own skins. And they've shared with me how they're helping other kids stop getting bullied, and it's amazing what difference I can make by sharing with one kid. And some parents lost their kid, and I did a video to them, and they said that I'm the reason they can get up in the morning, that they can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I taught them that their past does not define their future. And it's amazing how much impact I can make and who I do it on.
Yeah, and this is it. People realize it's, if you can make a difference in one person's life, it's worth it, right? So Tegan, I know you're doing that, and I know you're going to continue to do it. What we're going to do now is move into the section of the show where I ask my guests, with all the tools that you've learned from all the different people that you've learned from, and all these videos that you make for young people and parents, what is one tool that jumps out for you that you would love to share with someone that's watching? It could be a young person watching, it could be someone who works with young people. So maybe one or two. Give us one or two tools as if you're like training them right now. Go ahead.
It is probably the 90-10 rule. Spend 10% of your time focusing on the problems, and the other 90% focusing on the solution, the answer. You see, negativity is like a big wall. It stops a big positive wave coming and flooding your mind full of ideas. And back in my past, it was important for me to use this rule because I went through such crazy times. If I had to focus on the problems, the bad times of our life, my little 1-year-old baby brother would have starved. I would have not made it through. It's important to use the 90-10 rule. Make it something you always do, a habit and a rule in your life. Then your life becomes so much easier and enjoyable beyond knowledge.
Beautiful. So there you have it, guys, from Tegan Helen, the 90-10 rule, because many people have got it the other way around, right, Tegan? It's like 90% of negativity based from everything that's going on in their life, and sometimes they even struggle to get that 10%. So what your advice is, switch it, make it, literally take control, start focusing 90% on the positivity and the solution, right? So it's not just about positive thinking, it's about the solution, right? Awesome, awesome. Is there anything else you'd like to share before we get into, what's next and how people can follow you? Is there anything else that you would like to share and give as a gift to people that are watching?
It's definitely courage and kindness. This is the main lesson that my mummy teaches me. You never know what someone is going through, so always be kind. Do things out of heart. It may be hard to do, but it's the right thing to do, so do it anyway. Have heart, have courage, be kind, be the shining example to others.
That's beautiful. And Tegan, thank you for being that compassionate soul that is an inspiration for others. And so what's next? What's next for Tegan? What's coming up? What's in the future? And then we'll get on how people can carry on following your journey. So what's happening now? What's happening next?
So I'm writing a book about the 6 human needs.
That doesn't surprise me at all that you're writing another book, right?
Huge. Loads of people like Marie Diamond, people of like famous people, and loads of these interviews are coming out, and I'm so excited to make a difference. I'm doing more coaching programs, and I would like to make a big difference in people's lives, to teach kids real life skills that are not taught in schools.
Awesome. Keep going.
I even had my TV show this summer. It was 13 weeks with 13 episodes, and it was amazing to see us on TV making a difference.
Awesome. Well, how can people follow you? Is there a website? What's the social media links and so on? See, I know you're still 12 years old, but it's within whatever remits there are. What's the best way for people to stay in touch with and follow Tegan Helen?
So I have Tegan Helen on Facebook, Tegan Helen on YouTube, Tegan Helen Princesspreneur on Instagram, and my website is www.teganhelen.co.uk. It has a free blogs on, free videos full of amazing content. You can find my books and my coaching programs there. It's full of amazing content in one website. So it's www.teganhelen.co.uk.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And the team, they will add all of those details below the YouTube video. Tegan, we're going to wrap it up, and all I've got to say is, thank you so much. Even if we don't get to see each other that often, know that I will still follow your journey, because this show was set up about empowering youth. It's about people out in the world who are doing amazing things to raise and lift young people around the world, but it's also for young people who just in their own right are super inspiring, super empowering. So you tick both of those boxes, by the way. And so I look forward to connecting again. I look forward to hearing about all the new books and even being on your shows. Thank you so much, and give my best to Mum and Dad and all your family, because I know it takes all of them to support a superstar like you. All right. Thank you, Tegan. I'm going to wrap it up now. Let's go, and to everybody else, wow, what a fireball of energy. And if you have any comments that you'd like to write on the YouTube page, or just take a like or share, that will get to Tegan. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button, because not only do you subscribe to the Empowering You Show, where there's so many other episodes, you also get to subscribe to the Empowering Women Show. All the foundation details are there below: Instagram, Facebook, where you can connect, share, all the rest of it. And then the foundation website is there, harrysingerfoundation.com, where you can donate to our youth leadership summits and our women's empowerment programs. And even though she doesn't know it, I'll probably share it here. I will be inviting Tegan to come and share at the virtual youth leadership summit they're going to be holding later on in the year. So that's it. I look forward to connecting with all of you on another episode of Empowering Youth very soon.